Hi, my name is Zeb Pascual. I'm a registered nurse working with 24-hour home care, and we are here in Goodwill, Long Beach. I'm going to go over several strategies on how to deal with aggression. So sometimes in a patient setting, they have mental diagnoses that include, but are not limited to, Alzheimer's and dementia. So in this case, sometimes they are fatigued, sometimes they are hungry, they are trying to communicate how they feel or what they want, and they simply cannot. So this becomes very frustrating for the patient, and even in a normal person, this becomes very frustrating. Your job as a caregiver is twofold. Number one, to de-escalate the aggression, de-escalate the anger, and while simultaneously trying to find out what it is they want, trying to find a solution, and making it so that they are not a danger to themselves, not a danger to others. So right now we're going to demonstrate someone who's in a very agitated, borderline aggressive state. And I'm going to demonstrate how to not only verbally de-escalate them and keep them calm, but also I want you to pay attention to where my hands are, where my body positioning is. It's not an aggressive or violent indication, but it's more of making sure that they're not a danger to themselves and a danger to me. At the same time, I'm going to try to find out what it is that they in fact do want, this thing that they're trying to communicate, because they are usually trying to communicate something. And if they can't do it, it is up to you to go through a process of elimination to see what it is they want.
I gotta get out of here.
Well, Mr. Gonzalez, you okay?
Whoa.
It's okay.
Please leave me alone. I just
okay.
want to go outside.
You don't need the belt. You don't need the belt. How about this?
No.
You want some water?
No.
You want some water? How about a bagel?
I gotta go.
How about some apple juice? You want some apple juice?
You have apple juice?
I can give you some apple juice.
You have apple. You can give me apple juice.
I can absolutely give you apple juice. If you put the belt down, I promise I'll give you some apple juice. I know how much you like apple juice.
You have apple juice here.
It's right here. Just take a look. It's right here. So in that situation, I prevented him from being a danger to himself. I wanted to make sure, even though I wasn't holding his hand, I was making sure that the belt was away from him and away from the hardest point of contact when you're swinging an object, which is the end of the object. I wasn't threatening him. I was searching for solutions for things that he could possibly want. I asked him if he wanted water. That didn't work. I asked him if he wanted a bagel. That didn't work. And I asked him if he wanted apple juice. And I could see that he had a positive reaction to the apple juice. And so I just went with that. And you'll notice another thing too, that he was asking repeatedly, so you have apple juice? So you actually do have apple juice? It's very important to establish trust with these patients, and so do not claim something that you actually do not have. I knew that I actually had what he wanted, which in this case was the apple juice, so I used that as the de-escalating factor in this case. Several things were accomplished. He's no longer a harm to himself. He's no longer a danger to others. He has what he wants, and that's one example of a strategy to deal with aggression. For more information, please visit www.24hrcares.com.